wait, I gotta switch. I gotta switch to her. There we go. There we go. Hey, what's up? Wait, I gotta switch.
How you doing?
There we go. All right, we're live on YouTube. If you're listening on Facebook, then... Huh?
We're back, finally.
That worked. So if you're on Facebook and you want to switch to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell button right over there, and you'll get notified whenever we go live. So that's something. So yeah, we're back. It's been a couple weeks due to mishaps, and I got caught in a storm, literally.
Yeah,
and
tell us about the storm, man, because I'm kind of interested in that.
All right, so at the end of June, it was my father's 75th birthday. So my sisters decided, you know what we ought to do? We ought to go away for a weekend and rent an Airbnb on a lake and go swimming and you know, because it's the first. All of our trips, every vacation has gotten canceled this year because of the COVID, and so nobody's been doing anything. And they're starting to open up. We figured we'd find an Airbnb and we just barbecue since we couldn't go to a restaurant, this and that. So my sister found one in Michigan, and it was it said that it slept 11 people, and I believe they meant 2 married couples and 7 kids, because there was only a couple of bedrooms and a bunch of bunk beds. So what are you gonna do?
That's awful.
Yeah, but I brought a tent.
Technically correct, right?
Right. They also had a shed that was turned into a bedroom and a bathroom, which was actually kind of nice. And I brought a tent just in case. And so it was only supposed to be my sisters, our significant others, my father, and which would end up equaling 9 people, because my stepmother didn't want to go because there's no room service. So it was 9 people. And then, of course, my sister invited all her friends, because that's what my sister does. Can't do anything without her friends. So we ended up having quite a few people. Anyway, so it was nice the first night. And then everybody showed up for Saturday, and we all had dinner, and we're sitting around dinner, and it was an absolutely beautiful day. I was flying my drone. We swam in the lake. It was really nice. After dinner, and I swear to God, it was like in the middle, we're sitting out on the deck having a conversation, and all of a sudden, my dad just, casually says, "Oh, the wind just shifted. It feels really nice." And no sooner were the words out of his mouth than it sounded like a freight train was coming. And I even had time to think, is there a train? I don't remember hearing the train last night. Where's the train? And then as we're sitting, still feels perfectly fine. We don't see any rain clouds, nothing. And then the umbrella that's in the table on the deck starts to lift out of the table like it's The Exorcist, and this thing has been. We didn't even feel any wind yet. It just sort of sucked.
What was this?
This was in Paw Paw, Michigan. And so the umbrella started sucking up to the top. And then me and my brother-in-law grabbed hold of it. And it took the force of both of us to hold it down. And it ended up breaking anyway. And at that point, then the lightning started, and the rain clouds came, and the whole world seemed like it was about to end. All the power went out. And it's not like Chicago. In the middle of the country in Michigan, I found a place online that told you how long it was going to take to get the power back on, and it said it was going to be on by 9 p.m. It went off at 6 p.m. So we're like, all right, we built a fire. The storm lasted an hour and a half. That's it. And we built a fire. We're sitting there at 9 o'clock. I looked to see if there's any update on how long it's going to take the power to come on. And right at 9 o'clock, it changed to 9 o'clock the next night. And it was right about this time that we realized that there is a water pump in the house that runs all the water. And that means no showers, no toilets, 11 people. And we made it through the night. No sleeping masks, no CPAP machines. which we're all in our 50s. Half of us were on CPAP machines. So we made it through the night. In the morning, we decided, no, this guy, the guy had a generator in the basement. He's like, you can turn the generator on. I went, no gas in the generator. I had to drive out through down trees, and I got gas. I put gas in the generator. It started shooting out because the guy hadn't used the generator, and the fuel line was dry rotted. So
beautiful.
We decided to leave the next day, which really worked out for me anyway, because my days off got canceled. The last few days of my vacation got canceled. I had to be at work that night anyway, so didn't matter to me.
I think there must have been a tornado, because those are the classic signs of a tornado: the sound of a train, and then weird wind events happening. And
it's possible. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything on the news or anything. A lot of wind, though. I went and jumped in the tent because we had already set up the tent, and I'm laying in the tent while the half the tent's getting lifted up because we had staked down the tent. So I'm just sitting there. I'm sitting in the tent, smoking a pipe, reading a book, hoping I didn't turn into the Wizard of Oz. So that was last. That was last Friday night? No, that was two weeks ago Friday night, and then this Friday night we both had stuff to do, and we decided to change this to Tuesday nights instead of Friday nights. Friday nights were getting to be a pain, right? So
I thought Friday nights were going to be great, but it turns out Friday nights suck ass.
It turns out everybody wants to do stuff on Friday nights. It was fine when the COVID was there and we weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
But of course, you're still scared of the COVID.
Damn right I am.
What was the deal with? Were you drunk yesterday, or what was the deal with the ranting on Facebook? For those of you who don't follow Bull, follow him on Facebook, and every once in a while he gets like a scared little girl and starts ranting on Facebook about stuff. What the hell brought that on?
Ranting. I was looking at statistics, and the statistics in a bunch of states went up because people went out and hung out together and partied, and they now some of those states like Arizona and Texas are well over 20%, and it just means it's gonna make everything worse again, and it just made me very angry. It made me angry because it's such a simple, easy thing to do to fix everything, and that is stay home as much as possible and wear a fucking mask. And people are like, I don't gotta wear a mask because my right. So they're like, I fought for this country. I'd do anything for America. It's like, well, wear a mask. Fuck you. It's like, God damn, man. Doctors wear masks 16 hours a day. It's such an easy thing to do.
What strikes me as so funny about that is such a, I'm sorry, man, that is such a Democrat way of looking at things. Because you're right about the simplicity. Stay home as much as possible. Keep social distancing. Wear a mask. Everybody should do it. I absolutely agree. But you right away went to the Southern accent and the people talking about the rights and not about the millions of people that went out and got together and go to the beach and protest
anywhere else. I mean, I'm just. That's just my go-to idiot accent, and I'm from Alabama, and I'm allowed. So,
well, I'll tell you what, though. Here's the thing. In Illinois, I very rarely see people walking around indoors. I do see people walking outside by themselves, of course, without a mask, but very rarely do I see people indoors within 6 feet of each other without a mask anymore. And I'm glad for it. I wear this thing. I always wear a mask. If I forget it, I don't go into a store or something like that. And I'm fine. And in Illinois, we're not doing too bad. We have less than 25,000 people have COVID out of the 9 million people in Illinois. The death rate has gone way down. We have, we had 6 people I think died yesterday. I didn't see today. But I mean, I check these stats every day because I have it it pops up whenever I open up my Chrome, and we're not doing too bad. If you look at the statistics, the cases are going up. Yes, hospitalizations are down, deaths are down. It's young people getting it, the people that will be least affected by it. And I think if you take the proper precautions, you'll be okay.
Well, I mean, it's young people getting it because they're the people that all went to the bars. Yeah, I know, but I mean, I'm you know, I just,
my wife took
life disrupted.
It is disrupted.
I don't want it disrupted by. I don't want to get. I don't do well when I'm sick, and I don't want to get that. And,
well, that's fine. That's
I got a big trip coming up, and
where
my wife. I'm going to Egypt in November.
No, I don't think you are. Sorry.
No, I am. No, we check it every day. We're definitely going to go. They're letting Americans in right now. They have precautions up and everything. So, you know, I'm trying to stay healthy so I can make that trip. But I'm very paranoid right now. I think part was because I've been I got this new position and I have to do social media content for these people, and they have a audience of 50,000, and they're from way diverse backgrounds, and there's so many people that are just insane up in arms about having to wear a mask, and I'm just like, I don't get that, you know. And then I see these videos of doctors and nurses and stuff that are just exhausted. They're like, would you please wear your fucking mask? It's not that big of a deal. And I just, it saddens me, and it makes me. So in terms of the rant the other day, I wasn't drunk on alcohol, but I was inebriated with anger, no doubt about it. And it, you know, it's that's what Facebook is for. You vent that stuff, and then you just quit worrying about it. And but it did. I was pretty mad about that.
Well, I don't know. You know what? It's funny. I guess. I mean, it kind of hit me. For some reason, the Taste of Chicago is a to-go thing, on virtual to-go Taste of Chicago. There was a story about it in the paper. I saved it to do on this week's show on the radio, and for some reason that bugged the crap out of me. That it sort of hit that everything is canceled this summer, and you know, my life it has not changed very much. My life hasn't changed. I still have to go to work. I still go out everywhere. I wear a mask. Other than that, my life has not changed at all. But none of the things that I would normally do in the summer, especially a summer as absolutely beautiful as this, I'm doing. I'm not taking. I didn't go fishing. I'm not taking the trips. I'm not, you know, doing anything. My whole furlough pass would be doing stuff around the house, and so it did kind of hit me. For some reason, the Taste Chicago thing kind of bugged the shit out of me to talk about it. But
think of all the things we do every summer. We go to Wings Fest, we go to Ribs Fest, we go to one of the Paloozas, not Lollapalooza, but like, I don't know, one of the Paloozas. There's street fairs all the time. We're always out doing those things.
Yeah, we do
going to
concerts. I had tickets to Zach Brown this summer. Cubs games. I haven't gone to a Cubs game. Whiskey X get canceled. What was the other one? The gourmet restaurant thing we went to last year in Millennial Park. They did that, but it's so. I mean, and that reason it really sucks this summer, and and also work has gotten to be so nuts, and I believe that there is a direct correlation with the fact that we don't have the normal summer stuff. We don't have people going down to the lake to watch fireworks. So instead, they're like it was like a freaking war zone around here on 4th of July. People bought all kinds of fireworks, and they were just lobbing these big bombs. Downtown, they're throwing them at the police. It was going crazy. And I think it's because we didn't have the fireworks show. And all these festivals.
For public displays. There's a reason why we have events, and it is because people have to get out. They have to get out of their house. They have to be
social.
And right now we can't. That's just it. You can't. And people are losing their mind because of it. You talked about that earlier in the year, and you said people are going to lose their mind. I'm like, no, they're not. They're going to be smart. I was wrong. They're definitely losing their mind, and So, but you know what I mean? It's easy for people like me, because like first of all, my life has not changed significantly, and I mean I'm still sitting at my desk at home like I always do. Uh, but also, I can afford to stay home, and I can afford to not go out and do stuff, and and I don't have to worry about losing my job or anything like that. So I'm not freaking out like a lot of people are. I mean, I'm freaking out, but not as much as other people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand where those people are coming from. I'm still mad at them because it's just not hard to do the right thing. It's just not hard.
Well, the thing is that it'll all get better. It'll all get better on November 4th when Joe Biden wins. The news will suddenly turn around, and all of a sudden we will beat the COVID virus on November 4th. So
I honestly hope that a vaccine comes out before that or several weeks after that. And I hope the vaccine doesn't drop on like October 26th, okay? Because I don't want people saying that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Because people will do it. They'll just turn to conspiracy stuff.
To be perfectly honest, I do not believe we'll get a vaccine. Not anytime soon. I don't believe it.
I know that there's a treatment now that is going to be fast tracked very soon, and I know, that Rena whatever it is, and I know that the Gates Foundation is working on a vaccine, and I think that they're usually pretty good at getting stuff done as quickly as possible. So I think there will be a vaccine, but it probably won't be until 2021. Even if they make it, they still got to create it and distribute it and figure stuff out and everything. And so I mean, I think this year's a wash.
Yeah, I really don't think. I think what's going to end up happening is basically what they said when they started all the lockdowns. Is that eventually we're going to get to herd immunity. It's going to spread throughout. We're going to find treatments. Like that's what the death rate's going down. I mean, because young people are getting it, but also because the doctors are figuring out ways to treat it. They're not putting people on ventilators. Something about putting them on their stomach. I briefly read a story. There's a lot of different learning, and they're saving a lot of people that probably could have been saved early on if we had known more then. But they never found a vaccine for SARS. They never found a vaccine for swine flu. We haven't cured any viruses at all, ever. So, and the regular flu vaccine is wrong 2 out of 3 times. So, I think in the end, it's just going to slowly spread. We're going to keep seeing the spread. We're going to figure out ways to treat people, and it's going to be a part of life. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. Well, but I don't think I am.
Have. Lately, I have been. My barrier against paranoia and conspiracy theories has been wearing down pretty bad, and I've spent a lot of my life being very, very vigilant about myself not falling prey to crazy conspiracy theories and stuff. I'm like, it's dumb. All right, there's no Illuminati. You don't need to quit. There's not lizard people. Bigfoot's not real. Just chill the fuck out.
Says the 33rd degree Mason.
Yeah, I wish I was a 33rd degree Mason. That's what they tell you stuff. And so, but I'm starting but I'm it's starting to erode, and I'm starting to have like conspiracy theory feelings. And now I forgot what I was going to say because I forgot.
The best one I heard is that the whole lockdown was just to keep people off the streets because the government had to change the batteries in the birds.
That's so crazy. It's probably real.
Because the birds are watching us. That's why the pigeons seem like they're staring at you. It's because they're staring at you.
Because they're scanning you. That's
my daughter came up with that. My daughter came up with that one.
I don't know why I brought that up. Now I forgot what I was going to say. So
did you see Farrakhan's speech? Farrakhan is urging people not to take any vaccine because he says Bill Gates is using it to control the world.
It just it boggles the mind, and it saps hope a little bit to see people say stuff like that.
My mind is boggled.
Yeah, my mind's I think it's permanently boggled right now. And the thing about me is, okay, so yeah, I'm lucky because I already had a life where I was already sheltering in place. That is my life. Right? And I like nothing better than to ghost any event. Like, yeah, we were going to pay you $500, but what? You have a stomach ache? Sure, no problem. And that's just my favorite thing in the world. So I'm kind of, in a way, kind of in heaven. But in a way, I'm not, because my wife is working at home now. And A, she's a loud talker. And B, when she's not talking, she's on the phone, which means she's in some kind of weird Zoom meeting, and I have to be perfectly quiet. And I don't know if you've met me, but I don't do perfectly quiet very well. And secondly, so I'm basically stuck in my office all day, and when I get out to go finally watch TV, TV is her opium, and she needs it at the end of the day. So we've been watching the Amazing Race for like 4 weeks now. It's the only thing we watch. We watch the Amazing Race, maybe some Stephen Colbert, maybe something else on YouTube. But mostly, I've gotten really into the Like, I know a lot about the Amazing Race right now, and that's a very sad truth.
Well, hold on. Let me be serious now for a second. The way this was supposed to go when they first started the lockdowns and everything, was everybody was supposed to shelter in place for 2 weeks, try to beat it, and then it ended up being a month, whatever. After that, you're supposed to expand your circle. So, like you have, I know people that come over on Friday night, you have friends that come over, and
no, I don't. What the fuck are you talking about? I do not have friends come over on Friday.
The wine club.
It's virtual. It's virtual.
All right.
Nobody comes over. Nobody.
So anyway, the point is that once testing started ramping up, you're supposed to expand your circle with the people that you know don't have the disease. Like me and Annie have been tested twice. And we take all the precautions. So our family gets together. Our whole family has had tests, and none of us are sick. And so the family gets together. You're supposed to start off with your family, and then your small circle of friends, and then as you build up, that's the way it was supposed to be. And then all of a sudden, there's a lockdown, and I think there's a mental aspect to this. I think people are kind of afraid to come out of lockdown because they've gotten used to it. You can get used to anything. And it's like,
come on. Look at Texas and Florida. People aren't afraid to come out of lockdown. I mean, did you see the beaches? Did you see the beaches in Wisconsin and Michigan? Holy crap.
All right, I'm not talking about all people. I'm talking about you and people like you.
Oh.
I think that's
a good example.
I think the problem is, as far as all these spikes, and I'm going to say something that's probably going to piss you off here. As far as all these spikes, the thing is that everybody wanted, when I say everybody, the government, the doctors, the epidemiologists, everybody wanted you to lock down in place until they got a handle on it and flatten the curve, and then we're supposed to start reopening with masks and taking all the precautions. Okay? And then they said, don't worry about any of that. Go out and do whatever you want. No need to wear a mask. And then they went back to saying, no, now we need to lock down. And then everybody was like, no, screw you. You just spent 2 weeks saying it's okay not to wear a mask. You just spent 2 weeks saying it's okay to gather together in crowds and yell and scream and chant. You just said it's okay.
Well, I remember them saying you could get together with precautions. I don't remember the part where leaders said you can do anything you want. I definitely don't remember that part.
Yeah, everybody. They all said it. They all went on. It's on, every channel. Go check. YouTube, CNN, whatever. They all said, after George Floyd, and everybody was protesting the police, that it's okay to go out and protest because this is more important than the virus. And you can go out, you can get together, you can protest, and that's more important. And then they turned around and said, well, you can't go to a Trump rally because you might spread COVID. And so then everybody said, screw you, I'm going to the bar. I'm going to the bar.
And I don't remember anybody saying it's okay to go to the protest without a mask because it's more important. I remember a lot of reporters commenting on the fact that people weren't wearing masks. And but it wasn't a big story, that's for sure. But I didn't see anybody say, go ahead, go and don't wear masks. This is more important. The
National Association for Epidemiologists said the virus of racism is far more deadly than the virus of COVID, and everybody should go out and protest.
and they said don't wear a mask and don't social distance.
I don't remember about. I think they did say wear a mask, but when you're telling everybody to go out and get together, but wear a mask is kind of like. So then people came along, and especially young people who don't believe anything old people say anyway, and they're like, "Screw you! I'm going to the beach. I'm going to the bar. I don't care." And then they did it, and now we're seeing this play.
The stuff in Florida and Texas and Wisconsin goes back to the National Association of Epidemiologists saying go protest George Floyd.
No, I think there was a lot of news stories. That was the only one I can remember off the top of my head. A lot of news stories saying it's okay to protest. And
I didn't see any of those. And
yeah, you got to look it up. You don't watch the news. You do not. Okay, you never watch the news.
I read the news. I read the news.
If you want, next Tuesday I will come up with a montage of stories that say it's okay to go out and protest. But my point is the young people.
Wrote those stories is an idiot.
The young people who are getting sick now are either the people who went out and protested and got together and started throwing diapers filled with piss and shit at the police, or they're the people who watched the protest and then said, well, screw you, I'm going to a bar. If it's okay to go protest, it's okay for me to go out with my friends and drink. So now we got every 20 and 30-year-old in the world going, I'm doing whatever the hell I want. And they're spiking and that's why the deaths and everything is going down, is because young people are getting it who are not like us with being morbidly obese and having heart problems and all this other crap. But
I am morbidly obese, but I don't have any heart problems or anything like that. I have been exercising. So remember all that stuff I said about how I'm not going outside and I won't come to your house and nobody comes to my house and everything?
Yeah.
A little hypocritical because I am going to my personal trainer.
Well, dude, you got to get exercise.
But it's at Swedish Covenant Hospital, and the getting in is a procedure, man. There's wipe downs, there's testing, all this stuff, and then we have to wear masks. And I'm the only one in the gym while we're doing this, just me and my personal trainer. So I
went to APT.
ABT
APT. I went to APT to buy a dishwasher yesterday.
Disneyland
huh?
It's like Disneyland for dads.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I loved it. But I went there looking for a dishwasher, and to get in, it was the same thing. You had to wear a mask. They took your temperature. You had to put that stuff on your hands, hand sanitizer, and then you walk in. But on the other hand, parking lot was full. No 50% rule. I don't know where the hell that went. I've gone into all the stores now. They're all, as long as you're wearing a mask and they sanitize the checkout counter, they sanitize the carts. I haven't seen anybody in line anymore to any of these places. It's just go ahead.
Huh. Well, this guy is my personal trainer is trying to kill me. And it is, I've never worked out so hard in my whole life. And it is like right now, as soon as you and I are done right here, I'm probably going to go to bed. That's how worn out. I almost called you and canceled. I'm so worn out right now. When I'm done with my training, and it's only, dude, it's like 25 minutes of training, all right? Maybe. I go out to my car and I sit in my truck, and I just breathe for like 15 minutes. And just try to like not pass out. This dude is killing me, man. And the exercises are they're weird, and they're hard, and they make me sweat like junkie. It's bad, man.
Does you think they have a meeting before you come in and go, and all the personal trainers around go, let's see what we can make Chris do now. Let's see what we can make him do today. Let's come up with some really crazy shit.
On it. I think my personal trainer is like, he'll never do this. And then he's like, okay, do this. I'm like, sure, man. Hang on a minute. Okay. And it's just I'm not lifting weights or anything. I'm doing body weight training, which is lifting weights, and these resistance bands. And But then I looked up some of the stuff online, and there's like these big football trainers and stuff that do the same stuff I'm doing. So it may look weird to me, but that's just because I've never seen it before. But it's killing me, Dave. I swear to God, man. Either I'm going to get in shape or I'm going to die at Galter Life Center.
All right, well, let's talk about one more thing, and then we'll end a little short. But we were talking about planning the next week's show. Or planning shows.
Should try that at some point.
We're planning the shows in the future, and so I opened what do you call it, Dropbox thing for our. So what do you think we should? Can you create a form that we can add to topics and what we want to talk about?
I mean, do we need a form, or do we just just put topics in a single document, like just each topic is a sentence?
Well, I don't know. What do you think? Can you link things? Can you link web pages in a Dropbox document? So if we see a web page, let's talk about this.
So I guess I'll sing. Strangers in the night.
What are you doing? Did we lose you?
Exchanging glances. I mean, you're frozen.
You're frozen. Am I frozen? All right. Well, I don't know. It sounds like looks like we lost Chris. He's frozen in a position that I don't think he could hold naturally. Looks like sleeping Elvis. He looks like Elvis after a shot of heroin. So, well, I can hear you. If you're talking, I can hear you laughing in the background. So, all right. Well, I guess this is going to be, that's where we're going to end then. This is the Beat Cop's Guide. Sorry we ended on sort of a bad note there. So, but hit the subscribe button. And that was Bull Garlington. Oh, here he is. I was ending.
I'm not dead. I'm still here. Yeah, just finished it.
What? All right. So join us next Tuesday, 6 o'clock. We're planning on next Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. And if you're listening on Facebook, leave a message for Bull, because I didn't join this week, on what we should talk about next Tuesday. So join us then. And how do you turn this off? We should have an outgoing music.
Our outgoing music should just be you and me chanting.